Hello, my name is Adrian Enrique. I am from Group 11 and from class Proficiency English 1, Group 3. My lecturer is Mr. Jayemogen. I am presenting about psychology disorder, Alice in the Wonderland syndrome. What is Alice in the Wonderland syndrome? AIWS. Tourette syndrome is a unique disease that causes the patient to experience several episodes that make the patient view and thinking confused and unable to distinguish between what is real and fantasy. Patient will feel as if their body is shrinking and growing from their actual body. The patient will also feel the objects around them as if they are moving on their own and getting further or closer to you. The study found that this happened not because of eye problems or hallucination, but because of how the patient's brain accepted the situation around them. This syndrome is also said to cause some effects that some other sense such as sight, touch, and even the sense of hearing. There are more explanations about psychology disorder. Alice in the Wonderland syndrome. Number 1, the causes of AIWS and researchers that have been found. Number 2, the symptoms of AIWS. Number 3, the treatment for AIWS. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, hello. My name is MAISARAH. I am from class Proficiency English 1, Group 3, led by Mr. Jayemogen. I am also one of Adrian's group members for this assignment, Group 11. To continue off this discussion of our essay, here are the few causes and what researchers have found regarding this unique disorder. Unfortunately, there is no clear cause to Alice in Wonderland syndrome, but researchers are trying their best to better understand it. In recent studies, researchers have found unusual electrical brain activity that causes abnormal blood flow to certain parts of the brain that are responsible for your sensory perceptions. Once your sensory perceptions are affected, this causes false realities or hallucinations to happen. Although there are associated conditions that are linked to the cause of Alice in Wonderland syndrome, especially among children, infections are the leading cause for an episode to happen. This infection is caused by the Epstein-Barr virus, EBV. But migraines or stressful environments or events can also cause an episode to happen. However, researchers suggest that genetics or family history may also play a role in the cause of AIWS. The cause of this disorder is still in further research, so we can better understand it. Thank you. That's all from me.
Second of all, to diagnose the person with effects is to understand the symptoms of AIWS. People who experience AIWS may experience one or more of the common symptoms. They are more likely to experience migraines that can harm them mentally. This includes such distortion. This experience is divided into two, micropsia and macropsia. Micropsia is the sensation that grows smaller, while macropsia is the sensation that grows larger. Furthermore, perceptual distortion will make a person feel as if a particular object near them will grow larger or smaller than they actually are, which is called alopsia, while telopsia is the opposite of it. AIWS symptoms also interfere with perception of sense. Some people with AIWS lose their sense of time, and they may feel that time actually moves faster or slower than it really is. Apart of that, they too experience sounds distortion. Even typically quiet sound seems loud and intrusive. Also, this symptom occurs when people with AIWS feel as if they cannot control their limbs. Likewise, the altered sense of reality can affect how they move or walk, as well as uncoordinated or difficulty movement like they normally do. Therefore, identifying the symptoms will help the affected person because it allows them to understand the diagnosis. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nurul Fatihah binti Nur Azmi from Group 11. I'm here today to explain about Alice in Wonderland syndrome treatments. Alice in Wonderland syndrome currently have no treatments, but as it involves epilepsy, so there are some ways to reduce the risk of seizures. Firstly, if you experience this syndrome for the first time, you are advised to contact your epilepsy specialist for treatment. Second, you need to avoid flickering lights or stress to prevent seizures. Third, you should get into a position where you cannot hurt yourself when you feel like you are about to have a seizure. This is to help prevent injuries and obstructed breathing. In conclusion, people who experience Alice in Wonderland syndrome are expected to recover feeling in their affected body parts.
My name is BINTI and I will elaborate the conclusion for this video. For the conclusion, there are 3 important things to know about Alice in the Wonderland. Alice in the Wonderland have causes, symptoms, and treatment. For the causes, as MARSYA said in the beginning of the video, people who get affected by this syndrome will have problem with their brain. For example, migraine, and sometimes they can get Alice in Wonderland syndrome from heredity or infection. Symptom of Alice in Wonderland syndrome is the patient will have distortion size. Earlier, agent had said that people who get affected by this syndrome will feel like their time move more faster than usually. It is very dangerous because it can harm them and they can control themselves. Sadly, Farah had elaborated that Alice in the Wonderland syndrome have no effective treatment, but it have epilepsy. We need to be extra careful because the person who have Alice in the Wonderland syndrome can damage their brain. I hope that society can understand and get know more about this syndrome, about the causes, symptoms and treatment, so we can help them too. And for the people who have struggling with this syndrome, I hope you guys can stay strong. Thank you.